All right, hello everyone. So it's the 7th of March, right? Another week, another dollar. Let's get started. Now we're on a new week, so let's check it out. So on the weekly, as you can see, we've done targets there, nice and easy. Last week we were there, market broke, dipped down, so we still have maybe a little bit more room to come in. Okay, we could do this. Let's do this on the weekly. If you're following with me, just put a line on there. So it's nearly pretty much done. Let's see the high of that. 29.56. So that's 29.56 there. And let's check the gap there. That's on the weekly. So let's do that. 29.31 on the monthly. We already did the 73.29.72. So maybe a bit more down on gold, huh? Okay, why? Because look, that's the gap closure. We broke below this level. Okay, now the market didn't close under it, but at the end of the day, what's that? 3,000. Let's see how fast it's moved above 3,000. That's three. No, it's good because it's closed under it. Okay, so that is 3,000. We're at 3,025 now. Could that be a stop sweep? I'm thinking, but there's just too many bars underneath it. Let's see. This is the 3,000 zone. Okay, so there. It does a stop sweep, comes back up. So we're going to have to be a bit careful. Why? It's not a swing day. All right, swing day is tomorrow. So if we still go down a little bit more, it wouldn't surprise me, and that would be good for us. Okay, 2953, and down here I've got 61, 2953. Okay, so 2953. Let's do this. 2953. So we still have a bit of room to get down. That's one zone. Now tomorrow, because tomorrow is a swing day, okay, it's in our interest that this will go down a little bit more to close gaps. 73. Now if it goes below 2,972, it's tricky. Okay, 2,972. Oh my god, it is spot on. There it is, right on the PST price at the time. So market goes up, and then we have a breakdown. We still have a bit of room to go. Where do we ideally want to come to with gold? We would ideally want to come into this zone. Okay, on the daily. This is the zone we'd like to come into. Alright, and that would be wonderful. Okay. Will it do that? I don't know. But tomorrow, in any case, if we're at a PST level, and if we come down a little bit more, that would be nice. And that is a price off 2,915. Right on that blue bar there. Okay, so that's the zone. Is there a gap there? No, I guess not. I guess not. No. So coming down here will be great if it does, so keep an eye out for it. That'll be an opportunity for us. Okay, and on the daily, let me just check if I've got this. If you some of you using PST, if you are, just draw your lines, okay, to see how that's going to pan out. And this is not a bad place again. So tomorrow is a swing day. If we dip a little bit more down do a sudden movement down, that'd be great. Now the good hours to trade for today, that 115 is not bad. This 115, this should be 115. Okay, so that's 115. And closing. Listen, today we have to be we've got to be a bit careful, because it could be a flow day, like going in one direction. And this 9:30 is not a bad spot either for the start of that flow. Okay. What happened here in the Asia session, if you sold here at the daily pivot at the trading hour, I would keep it. Okay, because that's good. Okay, I'd keep it, but you should cover the trade. You should have covered the trade in any case. Okay. If you sold here in the Asia session, if you bought here, you also should have covered the trade. Okay, so both trades were right actually, because one's on the PST, one's on the daily, and this 920, actually this 850 zone here. Okay, this is the zone, and 930 is that. Okay, if it starts to sizzle down, it should come at least into 115. Okay, and then this thing is going to be a little tricky in New York around 6:15 to 10 past 7. So you've got to be careful in that zone. Let's check out the news. I'm assuming you guys are always looking at the news, because I've done a video on it, on the 5 steps. Okay, so, oh, well, there you go. FOMC minutes. Okay, so what? Because once this thing comes out, okay, it's gonna be tricky. Okay, once it comes out, it might shift the markets, take them into 10.35, and then even push it further to 11.50 to closing. All right, so yeah, be careful, because the talk is going to impact the market, and it's going to be a little hectic. Okay, so my time 6:15 to 7:05, you guys have to be careful. Okay, it's not on there. I'll write it in. Okay, all right, so I've made a note there. Okay, so make sure you got your news. The talk here can take the market somewhere where the market can make a turn in the Asia session. Okay, because the day is illogical. Okay, which might take us all the way into, like I said, into the closing in an illogical way, and by the time people come to their senses, it'll be Asia and also Europe. Like tomorrow morning is going to be a bit tricky, so be careful with tomorrow morning. From 5:30 until 8 o'clock, you need to be careful tomorrow morning as well. Okay, so be mindful. All right, but that's how it is. So if Tuesday's a swing day, right, that works for us. Okay, because if we find ourselves down somewhere, we might want to tomorrow do a bit of buying on gold. Okay, because the swing day, if we find ourselves down somewhere, it's fine. Okay, on the daily we've got that. On the weekly we've done this, and on the monthly we've done that. Okay, so on the one hand, we're also like kind of good to go if the market is kind of like dipping down a little bit more, if we come into that zone. Now that level I'm going to mark in as well, this zone here, is 2,000. Let me just mark it in. 2,924. If I tap into the bar, 2,913, 2,889. If I take it there, it's 2,895. We'll just give a rough figure, okay? If we get down 2,895, okay, so this zone, let's call it 2,890, round it up, okay, and 2,914, okay, so this zone, all right. And if we end up down here tomorrow, we could look for going up a little bit, okay. Now, one thing we've got to be careful about is this. If we go that far, that 2,972 is going to break, okay, and that's not nice, okay, so we don't want to be doing that, because that will break. We'll still have to be cautious, but because we're day trading, I think we're good to go with that. If the market comes down tomorrow, we'll look for a buy, okay, on that swing day. We'll see how it goes. If it ends up somewhere tonight, okay, then we'll look to sell into the next swing day. We'll see how that goes, okay. But those are the hours, so yeah, we might just, you know, bounce off this one a little bit, might flow into there, because today is an illogical day, okay, and the market is going to be sexy at closing, which, like I said, gives an opportunity maybe in the Asia session tomorrow at 2:30. All right, so that was a bit of a long intro, but better safe than sorry, right? Money on the line. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now, euro dollar, this is the weekly, right? So it looks like the market's shot up right into there on the line. Right, price. Let's see. We've already done that on the monthly. On the weekly, now Tuesday is the swing day, so you don't have to do anything today with this one. If the market goes up again into this zone and you want to sell, doable, okay, it's logical. The market bought at 56, 1.0891, 1.0891 is right there, okay, so as you can see, it's pretty spot on. So we're in there, okay, but the market sold off, hasn't broken anything serious yet, so hasn't broken any serious. I don't have any levels, and I don't have any levels. This is a breakout, so we have to be careful here, okay, we have to be careful. This thing can go up still. If you want to buy it, should you, that level isn't, oh God, it's just gone too far up. Where can we come back to? 62, 63, 09, 33, 63, 09, let's get these, 09, 33, it's already done it, 33, 63, so 09, 63 is done, 09, 33 is done here, so it's already done it, bugger. Was that a trade hour? 5:30 was not, 10 past 6 was, that was your hour, crap. Well, it's a bit early, you can't win them all. Now this is a logical place to get in, actually, right in there. This will probably take us into 115, Okay, but don't buy at the tops, obviously. Okay, guys, don't go and buy on the top somewhere. What you with the euro dollar, what can you do? If it comes back down into a trading hour down here, you can. Okay, and that's basically it. If this is going to go, like I said, it can go as well up. Looks like that's the way we're going. Okay, and that could go all the way into Tuesday, back up here somewhere, which is fine. On the daily, 74, 1273. 1273. So if it gets up there, don't be surprised, because that's a daily target, 1273, and that's what it might do around there tomorrow as well, because tomorrow's a swing day. Okay, so that's 74, 1273. On the weekly, it's a breakout, so this thing is aggressive. Okay, and we might see ourselves up there, which is, yeah, like I said, we might go above that, 1215. That's 1215 there, and we might go above it. So going up is not a bad idea, okay, to be honest. So if today the market does slip back, we're in London now, not many gaps, but if we fall back into here, opening, that's closed, gonna be, yeah, if we fall back into the weekly, this zone again, and go, that's why it's good to go up. I think I'd go up with this one too, but if we're up there somewhere, I wouldn't buy it at the highs, because this is zone they sold off. Okay, just remember, where they sold off before is not where you want to be a buyer. Okay, so make sure if you're going to buy cheap at a trading hour, tight stop loss, then you won't be sorry. Okay, now SP 500, this is going according to plan. Now on Friday, I did say Friday is a swing day. It swung right into it, and I did say the closing, on this one would be like the level, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, now we've opened up with a gap. Is it a gap? Yeah, it opened up with a gap, because that's your closing, that's your opening. All right, so we've got a big gap there, which is fine. Now the swing day for this is today. SP 500 is a Monday. Let's first check out the monthly. Now we're here right on that zone. Okay, let's do this. So it's not a bad spot. There's still gaps there. Okay, we're still expecting the market to dip down, but let's see how far we go. See, it's done all the weekly targets. Okay, that's the level there. Okay, that's your manipulation bar causing a breakout. Okay, so this is the weekly zone. All right, so tapping into here, is fine. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, because we've got a big crash on our hands, we've got to be a bit more prudent. So they've already marked in that level, right? So they're right on that line, as you can see, which I drew before, tapped into it. That's a PST line here on the weekly. On the daily, we are down. So this is, and that's the daily I've marked in before. How come I've got that there as well? Let's do it. So this has got maybe a little bit more. Okay, see, that's the manipulation going up. Now I still say this is room to come down later on, but because we're short-term trading, right? Market coming down, going up a little bit, maybe closing the gap is also okay, because the swing day. I do it with a salt of caution, obviously, because that is a falling knife. Okay, but I'd say it's worth a shot. When you might want to wait till the end of the day, or you can try to get in at 1:15. That's London, so 1:15 is going to be around here. All right, but Action Jackson is going to be in New York, and New York is going to be tricky. Like I said, as we get closer to 6:15 to 7:15, it's going to be tricky there. And then the Fed's going to talk, and then there's like harsh moves, like sudden moves coming into the market until closing. You want to be careful today, all right? Especially in the afternoon session of New York, which is yeah, in the afternoon session we're gonna like see might see some action. And like I said, the closing might be the good place to get in, like, or in the Asia session afterwards, which is, like I said, 2:30 my time in the morning. Okay, so that might be it. So the price zone you're going to be looking for if you're going to trade this is your zone. Okay, and that is, oh my god, that is Mars. Yes, right here. Let me just see. It's a good thing I drew that. Okay, so this is that. Is there a place, where am I crossing that? I'm crossing that here, so we might just touch this zone. Okay, all right, this is not your regular trend line, this is a Mars line, so if we might tap into there. Okay, today, tomorrow we'll check it out, and that's it. So today might make a low, that will make Tuesday kind of like a push up, like they bought from here, you see, and that's how we can play it out. Okay, so it is a swing day. There's an opportunity the market may kind of like reverse for a day or two or a few days. Okay, like going up a little bit and so on, taking a breather, and then we'll see how things pan out. Okay, it's not like we're keeping it for months. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now Dow Jones and NASDAQ, they've got the same swing days this week. We're going to have to look out for that. So, which means we have to be careful with SP 500 as well. All right, and that's the zone we came in last week. Beautiful. So we're getting into all the levels we said we would. Okay, all right, there you go. So I'm not that crazy, because sometimes I give levels and people say you're nuts, that's not going to happen. But well, there you go. All right, because we had a bunch of stuff to fill in there, market filled it in, and coming all the way into there is logical, just there even more. Okay, so we've done those targets. So actually this Thursday too, if the market goes up into Thursday, okay, selling is okay then, but we don't have a swing day till further on. Okay, so a bit more room, looks like leg room to come down, and that is like bearish, guys. That really is bearish. So you have to be careful if you're going to buy it, okay, because that is bearish. And we've got room to dip down a little bit more. Okay, on this one, like I said, we should end up down here, so one way or another. And because it's not a swing day today, we're going to have some room to come down. See, that's the zone. Okay, why did it stop there? Probably because of this. It's the same reason for SP 500, but I think this is just a breather. Okay, this is a breather, so I wouldn't go buying heavy. Okay, and then we've got yeah, this has got room to come down, guys. This is the monthly, we've got room to come down. So if you're going to buy intraday buying on swing days, I'm okay with. Okay, which is this zone is fine. So you can do that on a swing day, but today's not a swing day. We've got swing days later on, so mark it in for that. Okay, don't do anything crazy. Wait for the swing days. Like I said, this has got room to come down. Okay, let's take a look at, well, should we sell? HCL1 37,804, 37. Wow, that's like the daily pivot there. So look, if the market comes up today, okay, so the daily pivot, this zone is okay to sell to. Okay, so if we come back up into this zone, that's the bar, sellable. Okay, that breakout is sellable. On the daily, I don't have a price because all the resistance levels are up here, or 24 is 38,404, 38,404. Maybe around here. Okay, but at the end of the day, any selling, you got to do it up there somewhere. Okay, if you want to do buying, it's not a swing day, but if you want to use SP 500 as a swing day and, you know, do that, then this is your price and this is your price, 36,414, 36,046 on the weekly. Okay, on the monthly, because we're already down. So, and then later on we should have room to kind of like sell off later on too, further down. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Alright, because this is a good up move coming down. So if at trading hours you're low and you want to take it, because SP 500 is a swing day Monday, you can do it with a small lot size and don't be adventurous. Okay, really not the day for adventure today. Okay, so here is NASDAQ 2. Maybe the market will kind of take this as a support. Let's see. So we're in the monthly there. 39. 16,097. 16,097. There. Okay, so there we go. So if you want to buy on a swing day Monday, standing against that, okay, yeah, it's a little tricky, but this is also the zone. All right, like I said, this has got room to come down as well, in my opinion. On a swing day, okay, if this doesn't break on a swing day, it's possible, but and that's that. See what the reaction is here, because this is a buying bar with a little bit more room to go down into that 16,100. Okay, 16,000, 15. Okay, could be. We'll see how it goes. Okay, personally, I'm in favor of it will come down further, but for day trading purposes, you can take a shot on a swing day. Okay, if we're down on a swing day, so, and like I said, if you're going to trade it like SP 500 as a swing day, I want to use that for a swing day as well. Then what you got to do is you've got to wait for the levels, okay, at the right time to turn around. Okay, and that's basically the only thing you can do. And with the news coming out, the market is looking like a little bit, you know, tricky. It's going to have some hasty moves. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, where are you? Now I had this, what did I have? Friday and Saturday. There you go. Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday. Oh my God, we're back to there. Okay, so we said we'd get into the 75 zone, and we are there. Okay, so I did say this is bearish and we should be going down, and that's basically it. Same here, guys. We need to come down, okay, into that bar and maybe even into that bar, but this is a zone, so that's first zone. Okay, and that's good to see. If we close underneath these, then you see this is like bearish. Okay, the swing day for this is not today, so you have to wait. So it looks like it might have room to come down. So on the daily, check out 24.26. They're going to be targets 73.98, 872.368. On the weekly, it's a breakdown. Okay, it's a breakdown, and that's it. Oh, glad to see that. Glad to see that. Okay, so that's breaking down. HCL1, that's a 68.218. Okay, so we've got room to come down, guys, into this zone. All right, into the 68, 64, as you can see. That's the goodbye kiss zone. That's the manipulation on the monthly. So it's got room to come down, and that's basically it. Okay. Right, it's a bit tricky. Okay, so you got to have to be careful. And we had Friday and Saturday. That's your Saturday, and that's just good to see, because Saturday didn't make a higher high than Friday, so it made a Friday and then a Saturday down day, Sunday breaking out nice and easy. Okay, going into the target. Okay, like I said, this was a bearish setup. As you can see, descending triangle. I said this is probably going to break down, and there we are. So don't look for any buying opportunity yet. Okay, you have to wait for the swing day. You have to, and there are two of them before the weekend comes in. So be mindful, be careful. Let's see how things pan out. This has got room to come down into. If you want to sell, it's also tricky, because where are you going to do it? 39 and 42, which is 77,629 is the earliest, and the other one is 80,700. So 77, the earliest you can do. 77, 629. Now this is good, because from here it should pick up a little bit. You see the sudden move down, and then we've got a trade hour. Today is Monday, 9:30. That's your 9:30. So market pushes in. Yeah, the only logical place you could do it is 1:30, and this is like kind of, this is a place where the market can get, turn around. Okay, if it doesn't turn around, if it ends up somewhere at the tops there, then it might carry on with a sell again. Okay, so there you go. If you had your PST maybe on Sunday, you would have been on top of this. But as you know, I don't give trading hours for the weekend. So, Friday, Saturday, that's basically it. And Sunday. And yeah, so we should pull up to sell if they're going to sell. There are no gaps here, maybe a little bit there. So if the market goes up, touches the daily or the weekly, and you want to sell again, you can, but it's like pretty high out there. And that's the weekly. What about the daily? Goodbye kiss is way out there at 41, 80,846. 80,846 is up there. Alright, so those are the zones you can kind of like sell at the right time if it happens. If you're going to buy, do it low on a swing day. Okay, like I said, we're not on a swing day. I'd wait for the swing days and then wait for the setup if you're going to buy. Okay, let it come down. If it goes up into the swing days, then you got to wait for the second swing day. Okay, and then pull it down. Don't rush it.